know shit about boxing.
You mentioned him going around learning from different trainers. This is kind of his second American tour, if you like. The first one ended up with Robert Garcia coming over.
Yeah.
Have any decisions been made in terms of the training team going forward? What do you make of when you see him on social media mixing with, Derek James, for example, and some of the other trainers?
Yeah.
Once again,
I encourage it. Like, I think I think it's a great thing to do. To go out and learn different ideas, see how different people work. He spent some time with Virgil as well, which I was really happy about. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Like, I think it can only be a good thing that can enhance you. What's happening going forward in terms of his training team hasn't been decided yet. We'll have those conversations towards the end of the year, and I will expect that there'll be a firm decision made in it early next year. Like I said, he'll fight March, April time. So I would imagine we'll make a final call on that, on if it's somebody else, if it's the team that he's got now. However it's going to be, I think we'll make a decision on it early next year. So as it stands, there hasn't been any, official decision made.
Yeah, I mean, from what a lot of people are saying, a lot of it is just rumour that, and this was said the first time around as well, whoever AJ does take on will have to work with Angel Fernandez. I might expect you to confirm or deny that, but are they particularly close in your experience, AJ and Angel?
Yeah, for sure. I think Angel's been with us now, well, since the second Ruiz fight was his first one, so 3 or 4 fights. Yeah, they are close. They've done great work with each other up in Loughborough. Angel is a great, he's a great trainer, but what he's really good at is drilling. I really think he can bring, he's not so much it's different. Like, different coaches have different strengths and stuff. Like, for example, Virgil Hunter is a world-class coach, for sure. But the biggest strength about Virgil is the way in which he trains the fighter's mind. Mentally, he's one of the strongest coaches I've ever seen, the kind of headspace that he can get the fighter into. And, you see that particularly in the corner work that he does as well. Very calm, very clear, concise instruction. So someone like Virgil, I think, gets a fighter in the right headspace to go into a fight. Angel, although yes, he can do that. Angel's strength is drilling the fundamentals, learning new things and developing new styles. So AJ's really enjoyed that work with him. They've worked very closely up in Loughborough, so they spent a lot of time together over the last kind of 3 or 4 years. And Angel gives 110% of his time. There's not really, with trainers, sometimes you can, egos can really come into play, and if other people, if other coaches want to be brought in, or the fighter goes and just spends a couple of weeks with other trainers, then their head trainer can kind of start to feel a certain way about it and act up and start to become a bit difficult. But Angel's never been like that. He's accepting and understanding of AJ going out, trying different things with new coaches, seeing what he can pick up, because that's the way that Angel does it as well. He was so delighted when Robert came into the camp, because he felt like he could learn so much from him. The first tour that we did, went to Canelo's gym. He just loved going around the gym, so he gets it. And I think that kind of lack of ego from Angel's side with AJ doing these things, it brings them even closer together, because AJ knows that this is not like Angel's not here for egotistical reasons. He wants what's best for AJ and wants to help him in the way that's best. So I think that has meant that him and Angel have become very close over the past few years.
Now, I spoke to Otto Wallin not long ago, maybe a week ago. He clearly wants the AJ fight in the spring. Dillian Whyte is the one who's been rumoured a lot. That rematch will always sell, of course. Didn't look overly impressive in his last fight, but it was his first under a new trainer, Buddy McGirt. How do you go about choosing AJ's next opponent? What are you looking for? What boxes to tick?
It's very much a team discussion. You got to look at who's available, obviously, and AJ never wants to take easy fights, but we I have to think how to say this. we will take a lot of care of the next opponent that he fights, for sure, because he doesn't need a confidence boost. He does not need a confidence boost, but like I said, I want him to go in and put on a statement. Okay, in my opinion, the way in which I would like to see it play out, I watched Dillian's last fight. I didn't think he looked that impressive, but I also just don't think that Dillian actually in his last few fights has looked that impressive. So there was part of me that was thinking before, maybe have one more and then you look to fight Dillian in the summer, for example, and then you see what's happening with Fury and Usyk towards the end of the year. But speaking openly, in my opinion, I feel like he's not quite the same fighter that he once was. That fight is a fight that always sells. So actually the timing for it for AJ, I think makes sense. I think AJ can go and do a job on him. So if it was completely down to me, I'd have him fight Dillian end of March, April, early next year. And then you look to go and take the winner of Fury Usyk for undisputed. And then what happens after that is entirely up to AJ. The Wilder fight is always going to be there, but I wouldn't, in my opinion, I wouldn't want him to go straight into the Wilder fight. I don't think, although he will take that fight no problem. But once you fought Dillian once more, and then Fury or Usyk again, you've maybe got the Wilder fight. But after that, I mean, he's then fought everybody in his era then. But like I said, that's way down the line. But immediate terms, I'd like to see him fight Dillian next for sure. I think that does big numbers in the stadium. I think he can do a job and then stop him inside 5. And then you look to fight probably what will be Fury for undisputed end of next year.
Kind of preempts my next question: who was going to win out of Fury and Usyk if it happens? Do you expect it to happen next?
Yeah, I think it's. From what I know, it's pretty much nailed on to happen end of March. I think.
I'm going to have such a good birthday month.
Yeah, I mean, as a fan, like obviously it's going to slightly break my heart to see the undisputed fought for without our guy involved.
Yeah.
But as a fan, that is like, I'm so excited to see that. I think the build up will be amazing, obviously.
Middle East?
Yeah, I think so.
Going out there, Georgia?
Yeah. Are you paying?
It's birthday, isn't it? Yeah.
I did want to go away from a birthday.
I'll probably just get you a gift voucher, to be honest. But
Rob
not a
could
flight
take
to
me.
Saudi.
What I think happens, I can't see anything. I think it's a great fight, and Usyk is a great fighter. I can't see anything other than a Fury victory, personally. I just think it's such a cliche, but a good big and beats a good small. And the size, Fury's 6'9", Usyk 6'3", 4.
It's crazy. Isn't it?
Yeah. I just think the distance that Fury can create between him and Usyk. He's got huge levers, he's got great feet to maintain the distance. I just can't see anything than Fury probably just outboxing him over 12 rounds, in my opinion. A much harder fight for Fury, I think, is Joe Joyce. The juggernaut who's physically, much closer to what Fury is, doesn't stop coming forward, and can, really try and do a good job of walking Fury down and putting him under pressure. I just can't see Usyk, despite how elusive and fucking fantastic movement. I don't see him getting near enough to Fury to causing him any serious problems. So yeah, Fury Usyk. I think Fury comes out on top.
Yo, Danny Flexen here. Think you know shit about boxing? There's only one way to find out. Listen to the full podcast via one of the links in the description, or go to secondsoutboxing.podbean.com.
You know shit about boxing!